Alright, YouTube, what's up? Brody here. So obviously I picked up the Mayhem the other day. The deal that's going on midway, you're a collector, you're into these knives, especially if you're in a Spada fan. This would be a good time to pick up the Mayhem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the prices are great. Anyway, I'll see if I can put a link in the description box for it right now. I believe it's around 140 bucks. Don't quote me on that. I gotta look it up again. I can't remember what I paid, but it's like $100 off of what it is everywhere else. I believe they're around 250 everywhere right now. So yeah, be a good time to jump on it. But anyway, let's take a look at it. This isn't the fancy one, unfortunately. I didn't even. I was a little disconnected from the knife world at the time when that fancy one come out, the limited edition model. I didn't get it. I would have liked to have got that. That would have been one I would have bought, but you know what? I don't need it anyway. It's not that much fancier, but yeah, the Steel's, the 35. But come on, man. I mean, the AUS 10 ain't gonna be bad. So anyway, let's take a look at this. Yes, I've already opened this before, but I just figured I'd show you how this is packaged. I'm not big on unboxing videos. I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't excite me that much. Comes with the left side pocket clip. This will be taped shut and it will be in the bubble wrap. And there it is. And it'll come without the fingerprints that I got on the blade. There we go. And this does have the Atlas lock on it. Back here, let me see if I can get a close up of that. I don't think anybody's even showed that on YouTube. Basically, you just, and it unlocks it. You got your thumb studs on both sides. You pull that back and boom, it is open. Look at that thing. Clip point. Beastly looking. You know, if you're an Espada fan, like I said earlier, how could you not be a fan of this? You know what I mean? That's an awesome knife. So, what is this? It's a pretty thick, heavy knife. And of course, the lockup and legendary lock on these, we can pretty much beat the hell out of these. There's some videos out there like Joe X doing insane, stupid shit with them. But I mean, the only good thing is he's going to show you exactly just how tough the knife is. If it stands up to its name, I think it kind of did. And I'm definitely not a Cold Steel fanboy. I really couldn't stand Lynn in the early years, but now that I see the guys doing Cold Steel now, I'd probably rather have Lynn back. At least he was more realistic. The other ones look like a walking infomercial trying to look like models. Here we go. That's in inches. And we'll go in millimeters. This is just a little bit under 4 millimeter. About 3.8. And your actual length here is usable blades, probably about 5.5 inches, but it's like probably almost 6 inches, almost. And the handle's about 7.5 overall, almost 2 inches there, 1.7 maybe. So yeah, that's a big knife. I carried EDC'd for a very short time, but I did EDC my Spada XL, and it was the fancy one I carried in my pocket. And yeah, I was worried about damaging it or scratching it up because these aren't cheap, you know what I mean. But I carried it, I liked it, but it was just a little too big. As much as it has that impact, and you pull it out on people, and they're like, "Holy shit," And I was like, just a little too big. So I scaled back to this, and I went to the one that's not so pretty, just the large, and that was a lot better. And I don't have to worry about if I tear this one up. It's not pretty like the other one. It's not going to hurt it. And I love this. This makes a great EDC. But I was like, man, I wish this was just a little bigger, but just a little smaller than that Espada, than the large. And sure enough, this comes out. This puts this right right in the middle of all these. Let me get these out. So that puts that right in the middle of all this. If you see this, it's just a little bit bigger than this. Of course, the XL is quite a bit bigger than anything, but yeah. So this is why I started carrying this. It's in between. I was like, yeah, this is too small, it's too big, it's just right for me. I never had any problem with this sticking out of my pocket. As that Totes Malote kid on YouTube for crying that he can't get in his pocket. But I mean, when you're a little peanut, you know, he's not a very big guy, so yeah, it's going to stick out of your pocket. It doesn't stick out of my pocket. I am 6'1", 260. It fits in my pocket fine. So close that up, bump you guys. And I even carried, as far as cold steel, I have 3 of these. And I EDC this for a while. And this is a great knife, especially for an EDC knife. I like this. I just, you know, kind of got to the point where I was like, I wish I had a little bit bigger knife, you know. But these are great. It's still over your hand a little bit if you live somewhere and they're going to cry about. But AUS 10 steel on these 2, I believe. So got 3 of them. Yeah, so this is my new EDC, and this is, I guess this lock depresses a lot easier than the, oh, why did my mind go blank on the lock on the Espada? The Atlas lock is just easy to press. A lot of people cry that, you know, trying to release this lock is rough, and I know a lot of people have cut themselves trying to, you know, release this. You got to be careful, because if you, the Espada, yeah, you'll cut yourself bad, or maybe your finger completely off with a knife like that. So there's that, man. So my new EDC, I figured I'd let you guys check this out. Let me get you a close-up look at it again so you can see exactly what it looks like. It is a satin finish. I haven't polished this yet. I have used my ceramic sealant flits on it to protect it somewhat, but it's G10 gray layers there. You can see the little liners in there, I believe are steel. Once again, there's the locking mechanism. I don't believe there's any way you can release that while you're holding it either. Beautiful knife, man. Awesome piece of hardware. So, get you some, man. Looking forward to seeing old Pistol Pete's video on his too, man. I know he just got one too. So, hey, I'm going to check you guys out later, man. Brody gone.